On today's episode, I am talking about goals, and I am excited about it. How are you going to achieve your goals? Why have you not achieved your goals in the past? I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to give you the how to of how you can achieve everything that you want to this year. But first, the intro. Welcome to Let's Grow Together. My name is Nick Monotatibus, motivational speaker and digital marketing strategist. And this podcast is all about helping you grow both in life and business. Let's dive in. Hello and welcome. I am so excited to share this episode with you. It's something that I am extremely passionate about because, as you know, if you've been listening to the show, it's all about habits and goals and growth. And there's really no better way to start your growth than through the new year, to get you that kickstart, to get you going in the direction that you want to go. And what I see so often when people are setting goals and why they have trouble achieving their goals. And that's what I really want to break down with you. I really want to break it down into simple steps so that you can achieve your goals. Now, this is an episode that you may actually want to even take notes on, because if this is something that your notes where you can look at it every day, it's going to be beneficial, or using the notes to then create different notes, which you'll understand what I'm talking about when I dive more into the episode. But really understanding that it's not just about setting the goals. So one of the biggest things when it comes to setting goals is that we are actually setting the habits that come with achieving that goal. And instead of focusing on the destination of where we want to go and what that goal is to achieve, we focus on the habits and we turn those habits into the actual goals. Now, what exactly does that mean? For example, I love using the weight loss one because I feel like it's the easiest one to really swallow. And, you can always find a good relation to this habit. And, coming in the new year, you just ate a bunch of turkey and then went right into Christmas and, the holidays feeling massively heavy, we'll say, from all the eating, which is okay. But that's where the New Year's really comes into play. So when it comes to your weight loss journey, again, for an example, and you say, I want to lose 60 pounds. Great. That is a massive goal. It is huge. It is incredible to be able to lose that much weight if you need to lose that much weight. Obviously, for some people, if you lost 60 pounds, you would be unhealthy. But, just again, as an example, you want to lose 60 pounds. You are not going to lose 60 pounds if you think about every day, I need to lose 60 pounds. That is massive. That is overwhelming. That is so much weight. That takes time. That takes commitment. That takes the discipline. And what your goal should not be to lose 60 pounds. The goal should be to work out 4 times a week. You see where this is going? Do you see how much of an impact this can be? Because regardless of the effort or the maximizer or the results, we'll say, of what you get, working out 4 times a week will get you closer to your goal. But you're not putting your feelings on the results. So when you're measuring that weight loss, and you're like, I didn't get that 60 pounds yet. Well, it's okay. It's only been a month. So you can't expect to lose 60 pounds in a month. But if you look back on that whole month and you realize that you've worked out 4 days a week for each week of that month, you're going to feel great. You accomplished your goal. And hopefully you've gotten a little bit closer to that big goal of losing that 60 pounds. But the biggest reason why people don't achieve their goals is, especially when it comes to working out or diet, is because of just that, the word diet. I don't believe in the word diet. Diets are temporary. Diets are short term. If you want to see the results, you need to change your life. You need to change your habits. People achieve those weight loss goals because they don't start some magical diet. They change their lifestyle. And I've seen this firsthand with a few of my friends that have lost massive, massive amounts of weight. They both lost 60 plus pounds in under 6 months. And again, 6 months, key word there because it takes time. But they didn't go on diets. They changed their lifestyle. They made eating right part of their habits, not something that they were going to do temporary so they could lose the weight. Because what happens is you end up just putting the weight back on. So by focusing on the lifestyle changes and the habit changes is how we get the results. Breaking it down into micro habits to achieve your goals. So not only, okay, this is key with these small steps. These small steps, because habits can be achieved within seconds. What? Yes, seconds. What are you talking about, Nick? Seconds. What does that mean? It means that there are certain habits that you can achieve that only take a few seconds. One of which, on the days that you're going to work out, put your workout clothes the day before. That takes no time at all. Very quick, easy to do, and that sets you up for that habit to then working out. I do this all the time. When I set my clothes out that day, that night before, you can bet that I'm working out that morning. It will happen. Tying your shoes, putting your shoes on, lacing them up, that is a micro habit that sets you up for that run, that sets you up for that workout. Breaking things down into these micro habits is where you achieve the results. Now, to go into another example, let's say you want to read 60 books in a year. That's like the number that a lot of entrepreneurs or, successful people say that CEOs read 60 books a year. It's massive. That's massive. I hope I can achieve that one day. That's extensive. I definitely need to increase my reading speed, but the more I read, the more I will increase that speed. So what you could do, instead of saying, I want to read 60 books, you're then breaking it up into, I want to read for 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. How hard is that? 10 minutes a day. That's simple, right? That's easy. It's manageable. It's doable. And by breaking it up into smaller habits, we are now succeeding. And so when you look, and let's say you want to read 10 minutes a day, but you did it 5 days out of the 7 days, that's a great win. And that's one of the most important things. One of the most important things when it comes to your goals is celebrating those wins. One of the biggest things that I've now implemented into my routine, into my habits, is along with my morning routine, which you've heard me talk about. You can refer to one of the previous episodes, I believe it's episode 5, where I really break down my morning routine. But what I've added into my nightly routine is next to my journal, on the left side is where I have my goals, my gratitude, and my affirmations. I now have an open prompt on the right side for reflection. Fully open prompt to review the day. This is what I do at night. This is my nighttime routine. And this to me is so powerful, because we often get so wrapped up into everything that we're trying to achieve, all the goals that we're trying to set. It's so much. We didn't get that done. We didn't get this done. We didn't get that done. And what the reflection allows us to do is look at all the things that we were able to accomplish that day and really evaluate the day as a whole. Because I found myself, again, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And so for me, I found myself at the end of the day constantly thinking about all the things that I didn't achieve that day, things that I had set out to do that I didn't do, because of that never ending to do list that I'm sure you can all relate with. That as you cross stuff out, you add stuff on. It's never ending. And that's why to-do list is not a great evaluation of our success and our achievement and our growth. And when it comes to the reflection, we can reflect on so many things. We can reflect on important things that are in our life, not just in the work environment. Did you get that workout in today? That's a win. I recommend, again, doing it in the morning because, you can check it off the list first thing. Did you read today? Checking that off the list. These little things, and reflecting. Did you have a great conversation with your, spouse, significant other, friend, coworker? That's a win. It's these little things that we can take notice of. These little things that we can be appreciative of. You've heard me talk about gratitude. Well, if you can start your day and end your day with gratitude, it's one thing to start your day, but when you can end your day and see all of the amazing things that you accomplished that day, that's what's going to help this positive mindset that we're all after. Having this glass half full at all times. Now I know that's hard to do, but for most of the time, seeing that glass half full. It takes time. It takes patience. But it's these daily habits that create this mindset shift. And these mindset shifts is what helps you to get those goals that you're after, whatever it may be. Let's use a business example. I know a lot of you are entrepreneurs, or you don't even have to be an entrepreneur. Actually, you could just be in the workforce. Let's say you want to increase your sales. Okay. So one of the daily habits that you can set is that each day you reach out to one person. Again, it's manageable. You're like, I can reach out to one person a day. That's easy, one person. But if you're thinking, I need to reach out to 100 people, you're like, well, that's crazy. That's a lot. But guess what? In 100 days, you've now reached out to 100 people. Give or take some business days, you're not working during the weekend. But you get what I'm saying. Breaking these things up into small habits, small micro habits. And when it comes to breaking them up into small micro habits, I think it's very important to, when you're setting these goals for 2020, that you really think about the bigger goal, but also breaking it up into smaller goals. So maybe you want to work out 6 days a week, but start with working out 3 days a week if you haven't been working out at all. If you haven't been working out at all, and all of a sudden you're trying to work out 6 days a week, it's not realistic. I mean, it's great if you can do that. I mean, by all means, try. But what I've seen most of the time, when people try and set these big goals right out of the gate, then they struggle. They struggle to keep that because it's hard to all of a sudden have that such a great lifestyle change. To all of a sudden be going from 0 days a week to 6 days a week. That's a lot. But if you want to reach to that 6 days a week goal, start with that 3. Do that for a month. Then maybe the next month you do 4 days a week. Then the next month you do 5 days a week. And the next month you do 6 days a week. And that's where the growth happens. Because the number one thing, if you want to achieve your goals this year, is consistency. There's a reason why so many people go to the gym on January and then they don't come back in February. It happens all the time. There are going to be so many people that are at that gym in January. It's going to be a packed house. And then come February, it's going to be less. March, it's going to be less. And it's going to be back to its normal amount. That's just the way it is. Because people try and do too much. They try and set these massive goals, these massive expectations. And then they get burnout and then they stop and it's over. But in order to achieve these habits, it needs to be done consistently where it becomes that habit. It becomes that routine. I forget what the number is, but I believe it's like in order for something to become a habit, it must be done for 30 days. And then for it to really sink in, it needs to be 60 days or something like that. It's like 30 to 60. It could be like 40 or somewhere in that range of days consistency for it to really stick in and become that habit. But again, these are lifestyle changes. I mentioned that earlier, lifestyle changes. If you think that you can just do something and then get the results and stop, no. That's not going to get you the results that you're after. It's not going to get you the results that's going to be continuous, the results that are going to be sustainable. Because it's great, you lose all that weight, but if you stop and then you put it all back on, well, then what's the point? You're just in this endless cycle. And there's so many people that do that. There's so many people that they go on a diet, they lose the weight, and then they get complacent, and then they get the weight back in, and then they go on a diet again. Instead of changing their lifestyle, changing those habits that you have, so that not only do you lose the weight, but you keep it off and you do it consistently. And personally, I love using the weight loss because, in health and fitness, because regardless of where you are in your life, what you do in business, health and fitness is so, so critical and powerful in how you feel, how you achieve, how productive you are, that mental state that comes with your, like running or working out in the morning, getting that blood flow going every single day, how your body feels when you work out consistently. That's something I want to talk about as well, okay? Because when it comes to these micro habits, okay, here's one you want to remember. It's not easy to get up every single day, every morning, and work out. I get it. I struggle with it too. Again, it's not easy. But one of these micro habits that we can implement into our daily routine that takes no time at all, this takes seconds, is when you are going to bed, you've written your reflection journal, and you're about to go to sleep. You're laying in bed, the alarm is set, you're turning the lights off. What I want you to do when you are laying in your bed is set the intention. Set the intention that tomorrow I'm going to wake up and work out. My clothes are out. They're ready. My shoes are there. My workout clothes are ready. You set that intention right before you go to bed that you are going to do that. And think about that goal. Think about that feeling. If you've ever gone for a run or worked out when maybe you didn't want to, and then afterwards, you're like, man, that felt so good. I feel great. I feel like I can conquer the world. It's kind of how I'm feeling right now because I just finished up a workout and I feel fantastic. I feel like a superhero every time I work out. I feel sore already. I feel amazing. And when you're going to bed and you think and you set that intention and you set that feeling and you think about that feeling of how good it's going to feel when you wake up early and you get that workout done, and you think about how good that's going to feel, that's going to help you to turn that alarm off, put your feet on the floor and get you moving. All right. Get you putting those workout clothes on, getting you to that gym, wherever you work out. This is critical. Setting that intention the night before. People don't think about this. They wonder, oh, I have trouble getting up in the morning. This is why. You don't think about how important it is that the night before you go to sleep, setting that intention influences your next day. Regardless of how that day went, that intention before you go to sleep will set the tone for the next day. You are putting subliminal messaging in your head before you go to sleep. I've done it to the level of where I'm like waking up, like wide awake because I'm like ready to go, and it's like 3:00 in the morning. Now, I promise you'll get over that. That only happened for like a week after I read The Miracle Morning. I talk about that in episode 5. But again, if you can do this, where you are fired up to wake up in the morning because you know your goals, you know your intention, you know what you're trying to achieve, think about that. Think about not only what it's going to feel when you work out, but that long-term goal as well. How amazing it's going to feel when you've lost 10, 15, 20 pounds and people start commenting, wow, you're looking good. You lost weight. And then you're like 40 pounds, 60 pounds. And they're like, wow, what is your secret? What is your secret? It's consistency. It is consistency and habit changing. There's no secret formula. There's no magic pill. Okay. This goes with everything and anything. If you want to achieve your goals, it takes discipline and consistency. Discipline and consistency. Those are the two main things that you need to achieve your goals. And that starts with the habits that you create. And doing those habits is the discipline. Using that discipline to do those habits each and every day. That is the power. That is the results that you are looking for. Do you have the discipline? Are you willing to put in that time to make your dreams possible, to make your goals happen? That's what it's all about. How powerful is your goals? How much do you really want that cheeseburger? How about that? I want you to think about this. This is something I heard from one of my mentors. Name's James Wedmore. He's absolutely fantastic. He says, 9 out of 10. When you want something, no matter what it is, this could be financial, like you want to buy something, or, and I guess in this situation, it could be food, buying it potentially also, if you're like takeout. Got to be a 9 out of 10. When you're like, man, I really want that cheeseburger. How bad do you want it? Do you want a 9 out of 10? It's 9 out of 10. Go for it. Eat that cheeseburger. Do it. I love this. I love it. I think it's so powerful. If you see something in the mall and, it's a t-shirt or, dress, whatever, and you see it and you're like, man, I really like this. Is it a 9 out of 10? If it's a 9, buy it. Life's too short for that. But if it's not a 9, say no. It's as simple as that. And see, again, this is the same thing. These are these micro habits that we create, these rules that we create in our life that are going to get us closer to the goals that we are after. It's not about just setting the goals and thinking that it's going to happen. It takes that daily habit, those daily routines, these daily disciplines to make your habits happen, to make your goals happen. Are you willing to put in the work to make your goals happen? Ask yourself that. I believe that you can do this. I believe that if you are listening to this podcast right now, you are different from other people out there. You want more in your life. You want to grow more. You want to learn more. You want to be more. You are different because you are taking the time to listen to this. I know you are. You have the potential. It's up to you to take the necessary actions, the necessary steps to get where you need to go. Now, I know that I've talked a lot about different things, different habits that you can create. And I didn't achieve this overnight. I didn't create these little rules, these little strategies in one day where someone was like, just do all these things. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do all these things. No, that goes against how I started this episode. I slowly started to implement all of these things, these trial and errors. I added the reflection into my journal because I noticed that I was feeling a certain way and I didn't like how I was feeling. So I put something in my routine that would make me feel better about how I felt that day. And so that it would set me up to succeed the next day. Because if you go to bed upset, you're going to wake up upset. Go to bed feeling that you've achieved, and you'll wake up the next day ready to do it again. This is how the magic happens, through these routines. Now, I want to leave you with this, okay? First off, I want to say thank you for listening. You made it this far. I hope you're fired up and ready for 2020. Yeah. I hope you're ready. This is one of the 7 habits from Brendon Burchard, High Performance Habits. Great book if you want to check it out. And he says, raise necessity. Raise necessity. If you want to achieve your goals, you need to make these habits necessary, essential. You need to make these habits and these goals a priority, because we achieve what we make a priority. When someone says, I don't have time for that, it's bull. You're lying to yourself when you say that you don't have time for something. That is not an excuse, ever. It just means that you don't value it and you're not making it a priority. I say the same thing when it comes to posting on social media and creating videos. People say, I don't have time for it. No, you're not making it a priority. You make time to pay your bills each month, to pay your employees each month. You need to make time for these goals, personal, business, and it's important that you have a mix of both. Setting your business goals, setting your personal goals, relationship goals. If you want to improve your relationships, set dates. Once a month, you hang out with a friend, or, go on a date night with your spouse, girlfriend. Make it a priority. Set these things first. And what's so magical is when you actually start to do these things. When you actually start to implement everything that you've done and all of these daily habits you want to put in your life, and you do a full day and you're like, man, I did all of this. I stretched, meditated, I exercised, I read, I was productive, I did my reflection, I stretched at night, I set my intention and before I went to sleep. When you do all of these little things, it's a win. Put that W up on the board. We got to get those wins. We got to put those W's on the board, because it's a never-ending battle trying to win the war. But it's through these habits, these lifestyle changes, that we get the continuous happiness and the continuous results. Because when you set these goals and you are doing the habits each day, it feels amazing, regardless of the results that you're after. Regardless. I guarantee this. I guarantee that if you don't set a weight loss goal and you just set a goal to work out 3 to 4 times a week, I promise you it will make you feel amazing. Regardless of that number that you put in your head of the weight and looking at the scale each day, oh, I'm not there yet. Don't worry about the destination. Focus on the journey, focus on the daily habits, and you will achieve everything you are after. I promise you. Give it a try. Make it happen. If you have questions about implementing this and creating these routines, DM me on Instagram or Facebook, either one. Send me a message. You can email me too, I guess, nick@thedigitalchamps.com. But I highly recommend that you do these things. Please, again, do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for listening. Have an incredible 2020. Let's kick it together. Let's crush it. I know I'm going to crush it. So join me. Let's kill 2020. Let's dominate 2020. Get everything we are after. And remember, let's keep growing together. Wait. One more thing. I would first like to say thank you. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed this message, please take a moment to write a review. By writing a review, it helps people find this message and helps me help more people. And if you really, really liked it and you think this message could help someone else, take a screenshot, share it on Instagram, and please tag me at Nick J. Boni, NickJBoni, so I can show my appreciation for you. We can all win by helping each other grow. Thank you. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.